Hello, Mikel.
Hi, John.
I was just going to ask you about the opportunity tomorrow night. What an opportunity. I mean, it's, Gary Martinelli has said it's the biggest game of his life. Does it feel the same for you? What can the atmosphere bring? What an opportunity.
It does, and you sense it. You sense the energy, the enthusiasm, that is something unique. Probably one of the biggest games that the Emirates have seen since we built it. And full of energy, enthusiasm, and can't wait to play the game tomorrow.
It's incredible to think that Arsenal never won this trophy, bearing in mind the success that they've had. So what would that mean to you? And also, bearing in mind the season that you've had, just what would it mean to win the European Cup?
Yeah, especially with the circumstances that we had this season and how we have overcome a lot of issues and challenges and the fact that the team is here. As one of the 4 best teams in Europe, it tells about the mindset, the spirit, and how much we really want it. So, yeah, we are making history. It's a beautiful story right now, but we want much more.
Sam, take off.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
We saw how the team invested so much emotional energy, and the crowd as well, into that Real Madrid game and the atmosphere here. Is it a case of just doing that again? I mean, is it that simple?
Tomorrow more, I told them, and I'm not exaggerating when I said, guys, bring your boots, bring your shorts, bring your T-shirts, and let's play every ball together. You want to do something special, that place has to be something special, something that we haven't seen, and I really hope that everybody that comes tomorrow to the Emirates and everybody is watching and following us, it brings that energy with them.
Dave, Guardian?
Do you feel the weight of history? Arsenal obviously never won this tournament, and it's only the 3rd semi-final. Is that sort of a big part of this?
You feel it, especially because we have, fortunately, a lot of people that has worked at the club for many, many, many years, and they've never been in this position, so that tells you how unique and beautiful it is. And yeah, it's the nicest competition for any European club. We never done it, so we need to earn the right to be in that final, and everything is going to start tomorrow.
And in terms of PSG, they've been absolutely excellent all season, but certainly since the turn of the year. And yet Villa showed that maybe they can be vulnerable. I mean, do you take anything from what Villa did in that second leg?
Yeah, obviously you learn a lot from every game. Is different. I think the context and results from both games are very, very different. The same with Liverpool. But what I take as well, a lot of things from the game that we played here. And we understand how strong they are as a team, the individuals that they have. But we have the same. So when you get to this stage, I think the margins and the difference between the 2 teams is not big. Is the mindset, is the attitude, and how we're going to play the game tomorrow.
Alex from TNT.
Mikel, for a lot of the Arsenal fans, the atmosphere in the Emirates for the Real Madrid game was probably the greatest they felt at the Emirates, let alone maybe ever at the club. Would you say the connection between the team and the fans is the strongest it's ever been since you were here as a player and your 5 years as manager?
Yes. I think since I experienced and I was part of this as a player, 100%, and hopefully it will be much better because it's very improvable still. And building your own story and having the experiences that we had lately together, I think it's going to make that relationship and that connection even stronger. And tomorrow we have a massive opportunity as well, as a club, as supporters, to demonstrate who we are and how far we still want to get together.
Go to John from the BBC. John Murray.
Mikel, in that second half at Villa Park, Luis Enrique said that no other team had dominated PSG like they did, but they had to take risks at the time. So tell us a little bit about how you are brave against this team.
Well, I think you've seen it firsthand, the way we approach the game against Real Madrid, the way we approach the game when we played them before, the way we approach every week. That's not going to change. That's who we are. It's our biggest strength. And the good thing as well about us is that we are able to adapt to very different contexts. And we have shown that again this season, because sometimes you don't want to, but the teams are able to take you to a different game and feeling comfortable playing that game and overcoming that game to put yourself in a position that you play more the game that you want is a big strength. And I think this season, again, we have demonstrated that we have the capacity to do that.
And obviously, second leg, you have to go to the Parc des Princes, which is a daunting prospect. However, what do you take from having gone to the Bernabeu and finish the job?
Well, I think going to the Bernabeu, I think is probably the biggest test that you can have as a European team because of the history, because of the very recent history and a lot of the things that happened there. And I think we managed that game really, really well. And I think that brings confidence and experience to a team that most of us, we never had before.
Ian from TalkSport.
Hi, Mikel. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Declan Rice, man of the match in both games against Real Madrid. Has £100 million ever been spent more wisely on a player than you spent on him?
Hopefully when we win a lot of trophies together, we can justify that to ownership and everybody's happy. You know, we are extremely happy to have him. I think, again, he's made a few strides forwards to play with that presence, that determination, and actually to influence the game the way he did in both legs. Really impressive. And we knew that. I think the individuals have to step in these moments. It's a game for players and a game for big players to stand out and make the difference in the game.
And the greatest modern-day manager before you, of course, to manage this club, Arsene Wenger, had one shot at winning this trophy against Barcelona in the final. What would it mean to you to have a shot at bringing home a trophy this club's never brought home before?
Incredible opportunity. I mean, we are here to make people happy, to create history, and we are very close. And now we have to take the opportunity and make it happen.
James from Sky Sports.
Mikel, considering the journey that you've been on with this club, and there has been some really dark days at times, how much pride do you take in the fact you're going to lead Arsenal into a Champions League semi-final? And did you always believe you could take Arsenal to this stage?
I hoped and I dreamed and I put all my work, effort and the support of a lot of people around the club to achieve it. But those days were necessary. I mean, to a journey to have sense and to achieve what you want to do, you have to learn and you have to go through certain periods to enjoy certain others. And this is where we are right now. And now we have to make the next step.
No Thomas Partey tomorrow. How much of a boost was it to have Mikel Merino back in training? And can you provide an update when it comes to Calafiori as well, and Ben White back in training today?
Yeah,
as well?
Mikel and Ben. So obviously we know that we lost Thomas, unfortunately, very late in the game against Real Madrid. And Ben and Mikel, they were able to train. Let's see if they are able to start tomorrow. And Ricky is still not fit.
Art Athletic.
Hi, Mikel. I think before the Real Madrid game, you spoke about it being about more than belief, but a mindset. And I was just wondering, can you explain what that mindset looks like? Is it something that's had to kind of shift as time has kind of evolved?
It's just to visualize it, to be convinced, to go on that piece thinking, we're going to beat them. We're going to be better than them tomorrow, and we're going to do everything that we understand is the right things to earn the right to win the game. And go there with that conviction and feel the conviction around it. I think it's key. If we are able to generate that energy, we're going to be much closer to winning the game. And that's what I feel, again, in the team, that we are really looking forward to play the games tomorrow, and we're going to give our very best to try to win the game.
That feeling that you've described, is it something that you can kind of notice changing in real time, or is it only when you look back?
I think probably you feel it because it's been so much work done before, and because the players are really resonating with what we are doing, and they feel, we can face these guys and we can be better than them. And that's the feeling we had against Madrid or the previous round or through the group stages, and that's how we feel today. I look at them in the eyes, and they can't wait to play tomorrow. That's the feeling.
James, ESPN.
Hi, Mikel. You talk about sensing that weight of history. How do you and the players channel that sort of most positively into the game tomorrow?
Well, it's just an opportunity. I mean, we have to have the feeling that we have to hold them back tomorrow to go on that pitch and express themselves. It's a moment now to say, okay, this is who we are, this is who we are as a team, this is who I am as an individual, and I'm going to put my very best in there to make it happen and play with that mindset and leave yourself go. They know everything. Now is about, okay, where are the limits? And how far I'm able and how far I want to go. That's it.
And we've talked about the game in October here. I mean, obviously there's a lot happened since then. Do you think that game's relevant to tomorrow night?
I think we learn from each other, you know, and obviously it was very important for us because at the time as well, they were one of the best teams in Europe and they were performing consistently. They have an excellent coach. They've been together now for a while. and to put yourself into that category, to that level, and say, actually, we can compete and we can beat them, I think was a good preparation I went for what is coming right now.
Jordan, Simon?
Hi, Mikel. I think also we've seen it with the English national team and their bid to go and end their run of not winning a trophy, and they talk about the weight of the badge and not being able to shrug that off and forget about the past. How do you do that? How do you shrug off that weight and let players go and play free when...
Live the now, the present is where we are. We are so fortunate. We put so much into it to be in the position that we are. We earn it with our work, with our enthusiasm, because we face a lot of challenges and we managed to compete at the highest level for 10 months. So we earn it now, be present and live the moment. It's a beautiful moment, let's live it and let's enjoy it.
So in this moment, do you avoid talking about the past and what's happened in the past and only today?
And for me, it's irrelevant. You know, it's part of our history. We can learn things from that. But the past is the very far past or a very short past as well. And I'm very interested with the short past to understand if that helped the team to be in the position that is today, to use a lot of things to be better tomorrow and win the game.
Tom, Football London?
Hi, Mikel. I heard the term one club mentioned before when talking about the men's and the women's team at Arsenal. There's a chance that Arsenal could have two teams in a Champions League final this season across those two competitions. Did you take inspiration from yesterday's?
Well, women's team has already earned that, and it's been an inspiration. It's been incredible what they've done to achieve it in the manner that they've done it. So again, for us, it's just they're showing the road, the pathway, how we can do it, and how inspiring it is for us, because we want to be there as well.
James, CBS?
Mikel, just leaping back to that game in October, what were the qualities you saw on the pitch that night that you're going to be telling your team to replicate tomorrow night?
I love the presence straight away, how we went out there, our body language, the intensity, how aggressive we were. We play with real belief and determination, and when you are facing big opponents, immediately you need to put the game into that context.
Hi, Mikel. You seem to be radiating an excitement ahead of tomorrow night's game, which is great to see. How do you protect against that turning into nerves, though, in terms of some of the playing staff? How do you stop that excitement turning into nerves with the occasion right on the horizon?
Preparation. I think prepare as well as you possibly can. Make sure that your energy is balanced. Make sure that your understanding of what you have to do is already done. It's time to express yourself out there and enjoy being a footballer and playing in one of the best stages that you can play in world football.
Isan Daily Mail?
Hi, Mikel. With Real Madrid, they obviously caught a lot of attention because of the star players in their team, the fact that they've won the Champions League 15 times. In some ways with PSG, does there need to be a bit of... You need to be careful in some ways because of, despite obviously not having that prestige as Real Madrid did, they're still a good team, and obviously... as a team, they're more together rather than just individual parts, maybe.
Yeah, very, very different opposition. I think it's a team that is very well worked, with a lot of detail, with a lot of attention to a lot of things, and understanding why certain things happen in the game. And then, yeah, of course, they have the individual talent that we have. If not, we wouldn't be here.
Okay, we've got so many hands up. I don't think we're going to get through everyone. So we'll take two more from UK, and then we'll go into a Spanish question, then one question in French, if that's okay. So we'll go with Simon from
Mikel, just since that Real Madrid game, for a lot of people, you've become the favourites to go all the way in the competition. Just wonder how that tag sits with you and the players.
I think we generated belief that we did it against, again, probably the best opposition that you can face in the competition. And that has generated, I think, enthusiasm and possibilities probably that nobody expected, which is very good.
Phil Pierre?
Hi, Mikel. I was going to ask a similar thing. So just on that same theme, do you think that Arsenal should be considered the favourites to win the Champions League this year?
Well, I think when you look at the history, we go back to the history, no, because we never done it. So there is so much to do. Hopefully, if somebody believes we can do it, it's because of the performances and what is the team transmitting against the big opposition. If that's the case, okay.
And a question behind for the gentleman here. In French, possible? In French, but response in English, yeah.
Okay, bonsoir.
Hi, Mikel. I work for Le Parisien. We often speak about strategy, we speak about lots of different things, but at the end of the day, when we get to the semi-final of a Champions League, is it not the team that are going to play with their hearts and be the most intense that are going to qualify for the final?
So that's one, certainly, the intensity and And the understanding of managing emotional moments is very important, but at the end you have to play your game, and you have to deliver the quality in key moments to earn the right to win a football match against a really good opposition.
Okay, finally from Marca.
Hello, Mikel. I know you love the present, but you played in Paris when you were very young. Which are your remains about that year with Poch and Gabi Heinze? And just for a curious thing, I know you are focused on this game, but are you aware of the chaos blackout we have in Spain? Thank you.
Well, yeah, one of the best memories that I have as a football player, obviously, was my debut, and it was for PSG. Forever grateful for the opportunity and the experience that I had, which was incredible. They just showed me a picture now with some ex-players that I share. One of them was Ronaldinho as well, and it's a photo that I cannot take over my head. And yeah, again, very grateful. And regarding what happened in our country, very disappointed, very sad, and hopefully we can resolve that issue immediately.
Okay, everyone. Thanks very much. See you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Tomorrow.
See you, mate. Okay.
Tomorrow.